Well, hello, Aquarius. Happy New Year and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy and I will be doing your January 24 reading, which will be a life check-in. But before we even begin, I just ask one favor. If you would smash that subscribe button, it really does help the channel. Turn off the notifications. This way your phone doesn't blow up. I get it. I don't want my phone blowing up either. And then additionally, at the end of the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a positive comment, even if it's an emoji, share the video. All of these things really help the channel grow. So thank you in advance for your support. Now, I will be drawing the 6 main cards talking about some different aspects of your life from the traditional tarot. And then I'll be drawing one oracle message at the end to kind of give you like a message from your guardian angel. So I'm going to set that off to the side. My desk is not that big. And let's have a little chat while I shuffle. Now, first of all, I'm a terrible shuffler. So like on camera, I will not shuffle this way because cards just go flying. And part of it is I do have arthritis in my hands. But even so, even when I was a teenager, I could not shuffle cards well. So anyway, let's talk. So, Aquarius, I am currently, see, I can't even shuffle this way. Connected to Aquarius energy. However, I can't connect to every single Aquarius on the face of the earth. With that being said, please remember this is a general reading, so it might not resonate with you. Now, if it doesn't resonate with you, I don't want you to freak out. I'm sorry if you hear the shuffling. I don't want you to freak out and say, oh, this is fake or whatever. There's a couple things you could do. First of all, you can come back at a later time and rewatch the reading. I do this reading 3 times a year, so I won't do it again until May. So come back March or April, and maybe then it will resonate with you. And then secondly, you can always go to yournaturalhealer.com and you can sign up for a personal reading. And when you go to the website, go to the services tab, and that's where I have Reiki and tarot and astrology. If you go to products, that's going to be my metaphysical store, my crystals and sage and essential oils and such. So there's that. Now, if the reading does resonate with you, what I want you to do is I want you to take your right hand, place it on your heart, take a deep breath in and say, yes, I claim this reading for myself. And what that does, it affirms to the universe that you accept the reading and that you're going to work with whatever comes out of it. So let me straighten these cards out really quickly. Now, with that being said, I need to give you a warning. I do not do rainbow and unicorn readings. And what I mean by that is, for example, if I draw the Tower card on love, I'm going to read the Tower card. Now, that doesn't mean, remember, tarot is not set in stone. It's just guidance. So you can always say, nope, that is not going to happen, and I don't accept that. And you work towards making sure that that doesn't happen. You know, you have free will. So anyway, I don't do rainbow readings. Now, if you get a beautiful reading, of course, that's what I'm aiming for. But there's tarot readers out there that actually draw the cards in advance and they move them all around and they make them all upright and pretty. And they give you this fake warm and fuzzy reading. And first of all, I don't get paid for this. And even if regardless, even if I did get paid for it, I'm not going to do a fake reading. I'm not going to waste my time or yours. And then secondly, that's lies and putting negative energy out into the universe. That's going to come back to me times 3. So, So if you're somebody who expects all warm and fuzzy, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for my channel and being real. If you expect warm and fuzzy, this is not the channel for you. Or if you find yourself getting triggered rather than getting mad at me, then maybe you need to turn that third eye inward and go, okay, why am I being triggered? Because it sounds like you need a little shadow work that you need to do. All right, Aquarius, enough. Let's get started. So the first card is going to be your overall energy as you move into the space. And you got the Magician. I love this card. This card is all about manifesting into the physical world, okay? manifesting your dreams, your deepest desires. But manifesting, a lot of people, they just say, oh, I manifest and nothing happens. Or I manifest and the opposite happened. Well, a couple things. First of all, manifesting is more than wishing. Okay, if you just go, oh, I wish I made another $20,000 a year, and you leave it at that. It's not, I mean, it could, but it's not going to happen. You have to do your part for the universe to do its part. So maybe you go start taking a course, or, maybe you start learning something new at work or whatever. And you get my drift. And then I've had people who I've run a manifesting workshop and they've manifested the opposite. And they're like, well, how come what I wanted didn't happen? Well, it's obvious that what you wanted was truly not for your highest good. And the universe needed to make sure you were aware of that. And then they came back to me, like, it was probably like 3 or 4 weeks later. And they're like, you know what, Tammy, you were absolutely right. What I was manifesting was not for my highest good. And, I'm really glad the opposite happened. And it just was much better than they had ever expected. So anyway, again, you're moving into a space of manifestation, able to make your wishes and dreams come true. You have everything you need to do that. You just need to take the steps. You are the conduit between the spiritual and the physical plane. So you need to work with the universe and work with the physical plane in order to make your dreams and whatever you manifest come true. All right. So just a good thing. If you are into working with the moon energy, remember the new moon is an excellent time for manifesting. And also, today is the 1st. By, I would say at the latest, January 15th, I have another website called lotuscenter.online, and that's my educational platform. I teach crystal courses, Reiki, things like that. I'm going to be releasing a course. I think it's like 6 or 8 hours long, and it's all about working with the moon energy. So if that's something you're interested in, check it out, lotuscenter.online, and that course will be released no later than the 15th of this month. All right, so let's talk about love. And for love, Aquarius, you got the 5 of Cups. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to talk to you single folk first. You're never going to find a fulfilling relationship, and whether it's the love of your life or something in between, you're never going to find it until you let go of the past. And I don't know if this is your past relationship or it could have been 4 or 5 relationships ago, but there is a relationship with someone that you have not totally gotten over. And to be honest, I'm picking up the vibes that you want to let it go, but then you also don't want to let it go. And the universe is here to tell you through me that the only way you are going to move forward is to truly let it go. You're focusing on things, that are no longer serving you well. If you look in the picture here, the cups, the liquid is spilled all over the ground. And you have green, which symbolizes good, red is bad. And yes, there were good times and there were bad times, but you can't put that liquid back in the cup. And the same with whatever relationship that was. You can't fix it. It's done. It ran its course. Yes, it had good. Yes, it had bad. And learn from it. But you're so fixated on it that you are not turning around to look to see that there are 2 cups there. And we can't tell how much liquid is in them until you turn around and look. And it's the same with the relationship. If you're focusing on a relationship that's dead, you're not seeing the potential that's out there. So you go out and date and get to meet these people and talk to them and learn about them. And then that's how you're going to determine the level of fluid in that cup. Of course, you want the full cup because then, that's going to be the love of your life, so to speak. But you have to move on. Okay. And I know it's difficult. I have a video. It's in, if you go to my playlist, guided meditation, It's called a pink energy guided meditation. It's for grief, trauma, heartbreak. I think you would definitely benefit from this. It will help you move on. All right. And then there's one, throwing stones, letting go of things no longer serving you well. That may benefit as well, but definitely do that pink energy guided meditation. Okay. Now, if you are in a relationship, again, you are focusing on things that are not benefiting the relationship. So whether it is you're focusing on something in your past, or you're focusing on something in somebody else's past, or, you get into an argument and say it was like 2 years ago and now you throw it back up in their face today, that's not good. So you need to let go of things. When they're done, they're done. Turn around. Because like I said, if you look in this card, you see the river, and that represents life. And life continues to flow with or without you. So if you want to stay stagnant and sit there and look at a bunch of empty cups with, you heard the saying, don't cry over spilt milk. That's what this is. So if you're going to sit there and boo-hoo-hoo and woe is me, you're not going to see the beauty that you have in this relationship. And most likely the relationship will end. Beautiful things. There are beautiful things of your relationship. Turn around and move forward in it. Enjoy it. You cannot focus on the past. All you can do is focus on the here and now. We can hope for the future. And again, you can't focus on the future. That's why we can't see what's ahead of the cups. Are there more cups? Or are these the only 2 cups? You can only focus on what is in front of you at this present moment, okay? So Aquarius, and this both single and in relationships, turn around and focus on the present moment. And then take that step forward. And then take the next step and the next step. And you're going to find yourself with some beautiful, beautiful romance. Excuse me. All right, let's talk about career, job, whatever you want to call it. And you got the 9 of Cups, but it was in the reversed position. All right, so it doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if you are a cashier or if you're an engineer. You have been doing a lot of work. You're really, really dedicated to your job. You give it 110% and you are working hard. You are going the extra mile. However, you're not really reaping the rewards. Okay. And that doesn't mean that, okay, you say, oh, well, I'll work overtime just because you expect something in back, or, I'll give good customer service because I expect something. And that's not what I mean. But what I'm talking about is that you just feel like no matter how hard or how little you work, it's the same. You're not achieving anything. So then you need to contemplate some things, especially if management doesn't acknowledge it. You might need to ask yourself, is it time to move on? I mean, if you're busting your butt, taking extra courses, learning more, taking on more responsibility, is it just people aren't noticing, or, are you being taken advantage of? And only you're going to know this. But I'm getting the feeling in a lot of cases that it's the fact that maybe they're taking advantage of you. So there's a couple things you can do. I mean, you can either stay and just let it be as it is, see how it plays out. Or again, we talked about manifesting. Go to your boss. Say, hey, I've been learning new things. I've been going to school. I've been, working more overtime, blah, 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 taking the lead on things. Can I get a raise? They're either going to say no, or they're going to say, well, or yes, or they're going to say, well, give me a month or something like that. And then you go back and readdress it. Or maybe it's time to dust off that resume and look for somewhere else where your hard work, your drive, your dedication is going to be appreciated. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you. Are you okay? And trust me, I've worked in a job where you give it your all, and then you've got people who are slacking, doing the not even doing the bare minimum, and they reap the benefits. And in that case, you can sit there and be disgruntled, and all that does is make you more disgruntled. And the best case with that for me, it was, I had to make a decision to move on. Now, granted, twice I've had this happen a couple times. One time I just up and quit, and it's like, okay, that's not a smart move. And I was younger when I did that, because then you realize how much money you're losing, and then the second time I was like, all right, well, you know what? Obviously they don't care. So I went out and put my resume out, did some interviews, and then got a new job. So if you're really, truly not happy, you need to make that decision. But don't ever, Aquarius, let anybody use you. You have value. You have worth. And you know what? You should be compensated for that. Okay? Let's talk about money. And you got the Knight of Pentacles. And this makes a lot of sense. Normally they don't tie into each other, but they really are, because the Knight of Pentacles is actually the hardest working card in the deck. So this is reiterating over here how hard you really work. Okay. However, in terms of money, I see that, you've got a good balance going on there, because you're frugal, you maybe have a budget, or maybe instead of going to Starbucks every day, maybe you go on Mondays and Fridays. So you're frugal, but at the same time, you can appreciate good things and buying things of quality. I see that maybe you are saving for the rainy day, but like I said, at the same time, maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to order that pizza and wings this Saturday night. So it's a real good space to be in. And that's how it should be. We always should make sure that we're meeting our basic bills, that we're not spending more than we make, that we're saving for that rainy day, or we're saving for, knock on wood, your car breaks down or something like that. And then when it happens, it still sucks, but then at least you're not having to scrape pennies to get by. You'll have that little nest egg there. And then again, like I said, and then you're also enjoying your money. So it's really a good thing. You're in a really good space financially. So good job there. Very, very good job. All right, let's talk about health. Now, I do want to give a disclaimer here. Please remember that if you're sick or ill, to call your doctor. If it's an emergency, dial 911. And remember that holistic healing in any form, tarot, crystals, Reiki, etc., is not to replace medical treatment. It's to work in conjunction with it. All right, so let's talk about health. The Page of Cups. This is a fantastic, fantastic card. If you have been sick, or maybe you're waiting for some test results, good news is coming, okay? And if you're a young lady and maybe you've been trying to get pregnant, this may be the card that you get that good news that you are, okay? So in a health context, this is really, really good news. Things are okay, and, you're healthy and you're healing, and just good things in a health context. So whatever you're doing, if you're eating right and exercising, continue with it, obviously under, your doctor's care and advisement. But really, health-wise, like I said, there's nothing else I can say. It's just if you've had any kind of illness, or you're having any kind of tests done, Page of Cups is all about good news. All right. Okay, let's talk about your spiritual path now. And the card you got is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, spiritually, you've been doing a lot of work. Most likely you have been working on that shadow self a bit. Maybe you're meditating. Maybe you're working with crystals. Maybe you're working on psychic development or opening your third eye. But whatever it is, you're really doing a good job. And sorry if I hit the camera. And your gifts are developing. And remember, we all have psychic ability. All of us. We're all born with it. It's just, through life, we learn from our parents, we learn from our friends, we learn from our schools, we learn from our religious education, we learn from TV, we learn from Hollywood, and, we learn all these things. And as we do, I like to think of it as a lotus flower, that psychic ability starts closing. But it doesn't stay permanently closed. We can open it up by becoming more spiritual, opening ourselves up, working on our chakras, meditating, using crystals, getting Reiki, things of that nature. So you have been definitely working on your spiritual self, and things are progressing. And if you continue with the work, you're going to continue to see progression in your spiritual life. So good stuff there. All right, let's get our oracle message. This is from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. I love these cards. They're so pretty. And this is a divine feminine deck. It's actually a really, really deep deck, but we're not going to go deep into it. We're just going to get a basic message. I'm thinking about doing a workshop just with these particular cards. We will see. I have so much plans for 2024 in terms of, adding to the Crystal Educational Series. I worked on my production list over the holiday when I was off from work. And between Crystal Educational Series, I got a ton of meditation videos I'm going to be releasing, more courses on lotuscenter.online. Just lots of content coming out. So it's going to be a good year. All right. So let's see what your message is. And you got drink from the Emerald Fountain. Love this card. All right. This is saying that you need to trust in the universe. So drink from the fountain. Your spiritual path is so enlightened and it's so beautiful. And that makes sense. As I said over here, you've been doing the work. So make sure you continue meditating and doing all the things that you're doing. You are really opening to divine wisdom. I almost feel for some of you that maybe this year you might be looking or working more on maybe some past life information, karmic information, which it's really bad you didn't get this ahead of time, because I did offer a heart chakra and karmic cleansing for 2024. It was a really good healing event, because it was a one-on-one. It was a distance Reiki session. And I did it yesterday for 10 clients. But what I'm thinking about doing is maybe adding that service, because, for some of us, as we progress, we do want to work on that karma and clearing karma. But this is all about next level. Okay. Really opening yourself up to enlightenment. Now, ultimate enlightenment, it doesn't matter. Like, for example, people will sit there and you still take courses. And yeah, I take courses, I read, I follow other people, I watch videos. I am constantly learning. I trained at the Vesica Institute for Holistic Studies. I'm also going to be taking a course with oh my gosh, I can't even remember his name, Joe Dispenza this year. I've studied under Julia Cannon, that's Dolores Cannon's daughter. And I'm actually I should finish within the next month and a half, my quantum regression hypnosis course. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But anyway, my point is being, just because and I'm not trying to brag or anything, I'm just trying to make a point here. I'm a board certified holistic health practitioner. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm a certified sound healer. I'm a master chakra healer. I'm a EFT and TPT master practitioner. And there's so many more. And that doesn't mean I know everything. And I don't pretend to know everything. So the same with you. It's like the more you move on your path, the more enlightened you get. But then at the same time, the more enlightened you get, the more you realize that you don't know as much as you thought you did, is the point I was trying to make. So anyway, continue on your path. Continue with this beautiful spirituality that you've been working on. Meditate, work on the chakras. If you don't get Reiki, get Reiki. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I feel everybody should get Reiki, and I'm not trying to sell it to you, but I think everybody should get Reiki monthly. It really does. It's like going to a chiropractor and getting your adjustments. It's a nice energetic adjustment. And then, you can work on other things as well. But anyway, my point being is, Aquarius, continue with this path. Beautiful things await for you on your spiritual path, and just take it one day at a time. All right. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in one of the weekly videos. So go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste.